treat calories like money when it comes to the caloric deficit, and that's what you really have to do. You know, I get $2,000 a day, 2,000 calories a day, and I have to spend it to reach my goals that I need to do and just stay under it. It's all but it's just budgeting. That's all it is. It's budgeting with food. Food and numbers. I like food. I don't like numbers. We'll make it work for now. All right. Caloric deficit. That's when your calories in are less than your calories out. That means you're spending more energy than you're bringing in, which in turn is causing your body to say, hey, you know, we don't got enough fuel. Let's take some of this fat that we have stored up, break some of that down, and use some of that. Pretty simple, right? So now, let's talk about how we're going to actually count our calories, okay? I use MyNet Diary. There's a whole bunch of other apps like MyFitnessPal and other stuff like that you could use. And I don't know why I keep my hands. I guess something like this now. That you could use to get it done. With those apps, they'll do the bulk of the hard work for you. You just got to scan your food, weigh your food, and stuff like that. And we'll talk about what tools you can use and incorporate into your lifestyle. But all you have to do is put in your weight, your goal weight. I always say choose a reasonable timeline, okay? If you lose weight too fast, you're going to have loose skin, and it's going to be, that's another issue you have to tackle. When you can just lose weight slowly at a steady pace, and your chances of loose skin are almost zero. I can't say they'll be zero because nothing's ever zero, but the chances will be extremely low. So in these apps, you put in your weight, your height, your current weight, your goal weight, and then it'll do everything else for you. I got 2,000 and I've been sticking to it as of January 2nd until what is now April 7th. And now I'm down 33 to 34 pounds, you know? Or well, no, I technically went up, but we're not gonna talk about that. That's a story for another day. All right, let's get into protein and carbs. Okay, so let's talk about carbs and protein. Protein and carbs. We'll go protein. We'll go protein first. So for protein, we'll keep it real simple. We just gotta do some more calculations and some more numbers. You're gonna take your goal weight that you want to get down to, times it by 0.7, which is, I think the latest research shows that the most optimal range is 0.7 grams of protein per pound of weight. You want to take your goal weight, multiply those two numbers. That's how many grams of protein you need a day. So on the topic of protein, obviously you get protein from meat, beans, peanuts, and all that other jazz and stuff like that. There's grass-based protein and all the other stuff. And you can literally, a plethora of different protein powders to find the one you want, okay? So I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. All right, this is all Wicked Protein. It's a clean label protein powder. I don't like artificial sweeteners, sucrose, all that stuff, aspartame. Don't like it. Don't want it. So I just use Wicked. Hey, Wicked, if you want to sponsor me, please, I'll definitely, I'll get my followers up if that's what's needed. Please sponsor me. Let me get an affiliate or something like that. Please, please, please. But different types of protein. So with Wicked, I like their clear whey. It tastes more like juice, and we'll get into this a little bit later now. I think about it before I go on a tangent. Let's talk about carbs. Carbs, simple, energy for your body. If you have fat, that is also energy that gets broken down as well. So you pull back on your carbs, your body uses up the carbs that you've ingested, and it also uses a bit of the fat. Simple. I'm not saying cut out carbs because, then it leans more towards keto. And while keto works for some people, ketosis has been back for them if it's actually healthy for you in the long term to cut out all carbs completely. So I recommend once you put in your protein in your app and it gives you however many grams of carbs, cut it back a bit, maybe like 30 to 40 to 50 grams. All right. And see if you can maintain that. If you can't, that's fine. You're still going to lose weight. It's just that cutting back on the carbs will help a little bit more and might help you a little bit faster if not on a time constraint, because you should never be on a time constraint to lose weight, but it'll help. Let's talk about protein and the tools and stuff that we use, like measuring cups, thermometers, scales, and all the other good jazz. All right. So we have two types of protein I have on my table right now. We got whey and we got clear. This one's more milky. If you like that, that's good. Me personally, clear whey isolate. Wicked, please sponsor me because right now I'm unsponsored and I'd really appreciate it. But it's just juice. That's all it is. This way you can have it at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And for some people, 3 cups, 23, carry the 2. I'm not good at math. It'll get you pretty darn close to where your goals need to be, especially if you're trying to reach a lower goal because you're not that much overweight, you know, or you're on the more petite side. You're trying to get to more on the more on the petite side. Yep. All right. So with that, different tons of food comes all shapes and sizes. So I use a whole bunch of different stuff. Most common is whey protein. You know, it's milky. It comes from milk. Like, I don't know how to tell you this, but yeah, it's milky. You know, you add water to it, almond milk, regular milk, whatever, oat milk, cashew milk, whatever. And this will get you through. This one's 160 calories and 26 grams of protein. All right. Right now, I've been ordering a whole bunch of more clear protein. Again, Wicked Protein, please sponsor me. I love your products. Thank you. And just because this one's 95 calories and 23 grams of protein, okay? And with this, I can have this at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, before workout, after workout. It's just juice. So instead of drinking almost 200 calories worth of soda and other juice, I'll get protein out of it, and it'll be less calories for me, while I'm also incorporating water in daily. All right, and that's protein, you know? It's really easy to incorporate into your build. I know some people have allergies to whey and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of different options out there for yourself to find. I'm telling you what I do, but I need you guys to do the research for yourself so you guys can be the best that you can be, you know? All right, let's get into measuring. All right, yeah. Some things I recommend getting if you don't have them already. If you're cooking, you should have these measuring cups, you know? Gotta be able to measure stuff out. If you don't got a thermometer, enjoy your raw food. I'm kidding. But no, thermometer, just because, you know, I'm new to cooking. I just started cooking January 2nd, you know. I didn't know I really had to cook before then. I could scramble an egg, make a pancake, but that's pretty much it. Now I'm making salmon and stuff like that, and burgers and everything. And then obviously a food scale. It doesn't really matter what the brand is. It might be something bougie, but one that's gonna work, has different modes and stuff like that for you to starting up still. Different modes and stuff for you to switch between. You can hold the measurement if you need to hold it, so you can put it into your app and everything like that. With this and this alone, this is going to get you through most things, all right? There's sometimes going to be stuff that you can't measure, and you're going to have to find other ways to do it. Even if it means like cutting it up. Like I have a big flank of salmon. I can't measure the whole thing because I'm not going to eat the whole thing. So cut it up and then measure it. Another tool you're going to need is a scale. You are going to need a scale because you have to track your weight. So this is the scale that I use. Again, some random brand. It's been pretty accurate so far. I've measured on other stuff too. But you need your regular scale to weigh yourself. You need your food scale to weigh you. You need your measuring cups to measure everything else out, okay? I recommend weighing yourself once a week, early in the morning, on an empty stomach, in as minimal clothes as possible, so that way you get as accurate as a number as possible, okay? I do not recommend weighing yourself every single day. Your weight is going to fluctuate, and if you're down 10 pounds, but then shoot up 2 one day, you're gonna try and eat less that day. No, it's fine. Your weight's gonna fluctuate. You know, you might have food in your system. You might not have used the bathroom, you know. So I recommend doing all that stuff before you weigh in, you know. So I recommend use the bathroom before, early in the morning, empty stomach, and you should get a pretty accurate number, okay? All right, let's talk about grocery shopping, all right? You don't have to switch up where you're shopping at, but you might have to switch up what you're shopping for. And it's just that simple. I shop at Aldi's. I spend $150 for food alone, not including all my protein stuff. That's a whole different beast. But for food alone, I'm spending $150, right, for about 3 weeks worth of food, which roughs out to be $7 a day for all 3 of my meals, my 3 to 4 meals that I have a day. For my protein, I'm spending about probably another $150, so $300 altogether. But I could probably use some of that money and spend a bit more on food, and I could get the same results as well. It doesn't have to be protein. I just really like the stuff, and it's how I go about it. All right, before we kick over and talk about the physical side of my journey and what your journey is going to entail, let's talk about cheat days real quick and about the mental break I mentioned earlier. All right. So if you're counting, this is what I do. I count for 5 days a week, right? Monday through Friday. And then Saturday is my real cheat day where I go bananas, you know, I go try food I wanted to try and I don't care at all. Sunday, I eat more moderately to wind myself back into the mentality that I'm going to start counting back on Monday. And then that's it, all right? So 5 days a week, I count. Saturday and Sunday are my cheat days, okay? And that's been working really well for me. You know, if you follow me on Snapchat, you have me out on Snapchat, or if you look at my Instagram, I go a little crazy. I need to go crazier because I keep missing food, but we're not talking about that. So I highly recommend incorporating a cheat day. Not just to reset yourself mentally, but you don't need to be torturing yourself by eating healthy constantly. I'm not saying eating healthy is torture, but who doesn't like cake? Who doesn't like a greasy burger? You know, we're only human after all. You only live once, so don't exclude the good food, all right? Just save it for a different day. It's just that simple.